Hi there, this is Kevin Souza. I'm going to talk about Acervia Go. This device right here is powerful. I'm going to talk about a little bit of how to use it and what it does and what it doesn't do. I'm also going to talk about the Mobile Marketing Association's Global Code of Conduct. It's very important that I talk about that because I adhere to it. And I actually enforce it and literally embrace it. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about customer groups as well. So I'm going to kind of cover a lot in this video. So let's talk about this. This is called Acervia Go. This Acervia Go unit is a wireless device that runs on a battery. The battery lasts, a year and a half to 2 years. Okay, it sends a unique Bluetooth signal 100 yards in all directions. And notifications literally appear on any Android phone that are Bluetooth enabled within that 100 yards. Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief history about what we call Bluetooth proximity marketing. Okay, it's really about 3 or 4 years old, and it's been used exclusively by large companies over the years. You may have heard of some of these companies: Walmart, Target, CVS, large stadiums. They've been using this technology for years, but they use it with apps that you have to download. Okay, the phone users have to download an app from these big companies. And so when they, for example, walk around in Walmart, when they're maybe in the produce section, something appears on their app about, discounts on buying apples or something. Okay, and so these companies can afford to pay for apps and build apps that cost anywhere from $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000. And the problem with that is that small businesses, the 140 million small businesses, are excluded from being able to buy and afford apps for their businesses, for their customers. Why? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, the apps cost upwards of 5 figures to build. And lots of small businesses just don't have the money, but that's not the main reason why they don't build an app. The other reason is relevance. Okay? Personally, if I visit a restaurant 3 or 4 times a year, I'm not going to download their app. Right? And so a restaurant knows that. And so, if you're not visiting a restaurant that frequently, restaurants aren't going to build an app because they're not going to try to get people to care enough about them to download the app. And so they're not going to build it. So relevance is another reason why, not just the fact that the app costs a lot of money for that restaurant. And so Acervia, the manufacturer, is the first company to build the software links right into the Android operating system. So now these companies, these small businesses, don't need an app in order to be able to use this Bluetooth technology for them to show up on Android phones that have their Bluetooth turned on. Isn't that incredible? So now, just by virtue of the use of this device, it's opened up a huge, huge market for people like you and I, and for small businesses to be able to, capture a lot of business. It's powerful. So now people can receive the notifications without downloading an app. That's the bottom line, and that's pretty powerful. Now small businesses can promote themselves through the 1.5 billion Android users out there. Isn't that awesome? Now 60% of the smartphone market is Android. Okay? Worldwide, it's still about 88%. You're talking Samsung, LG, HTC, and even a lot of the Blackberries are all Android users. Okay? And all they have to do is have their Bluetooth turned on. Now, so about 70% of the phones have Bluetooth turned on. So when you do the math, about half of all the smartphones out there have their Bluetooth turned on. As far as I'm concerned, that's huge numbers. Okay? Now, let's talk about where the notifications appear. Okay, they actually appear on the Bluetooth notification section. All right, they don't cause the phone to vibrate. They don't cause the phone to ring. They actually appear in the notifications section of the Android phone. And Android users know how to do this. They actually just pull down the notification screen. It's not on their lock screen. It's not on their home screen. Okay? It actually appears on the pull down alongside of their new emails, their missed calls, their new text messages, their new Facebook notifications, basically on their new messages on the pull down screen of the notifications. That's where it is. And so the notifications are only present on the device when the user is within range of the device, within 100 yards. Okay? And so somebody asked me, hey, can I put this one on the side of a highway? No. I mean, cars are flying by so fast. They're going to be in and out of that range so quickly. That would be crazy. You want to keep a device on your person. And that, you can keep it on a keychain, right? You could place the device strategically somewhere where there's high traffic or people that are staying in one, place. But, this way, when you're at places that have what we call high dwell time, where people are hanging out, like restaurants, sporting events, places where there are audiences, shopping centers, places where people spend time, that's the ideal place to have your device. Okay? Now, the device displays a 40-character text string with a web link, a URL, a website address, right? And it'll link directly to any secure website. That's where it goes. Now, I'm going to talk about secure websites in a second, but before I do, I want to talk about the term that I mentioned a minute ago called Bluetooth proximity marketing. Now, that phrase would not even exist if there was no such thing. It's been around for such a long time. And I want to address what I talked about at the very beginning of this video, something called the Mobile Marketing Association, which has been around for, almost 10 years. Okay? Folks, let's address this right now. Unsolicited advertisements on mobile devices via Bluetooth without consent can seem invasive to a consumer as receiving an unwanted text message, right? However, by complying with something called the GAPP, which stands for Generally Accepted Privacy Principles, and the Mobile Marketers Association's Global Code of Conduct, we will all stay out of trouble. And I'm going to explain the Global Code of Conduct in a minute. But the generally accepted privacy principles is this. When we notify people of our website, we don't collect any information when they're notified with our promotion or advertisement. It's just there. Okay? But if they do decide to opt in to our website or lead capture page, if you will, our page has privacy policy links on it. Right? Now, the Mobile Marketing Association's Global Code of Conduct has 5 different categories that we adhere to and we comply with. And I'm going to talk about those 5 categories. The first one is called notice. What does that mean? Well, we inform people of our identity or our products and services and our terms and conditions. Okay, that's kind of the foundation of the Mobile Marketing Association's Global Code of Conduct. Notice. We give them notice of who we are, what our products and services are, and our terms and conditions. That's number 1 of the 5 different principles of the Code of Conduct. Number 2 is choice and consent. Okay, and what's that mean? We respect the user's ability to control opting in and opting out of our offer. They have a choice, and they can consent to whether or not they even want to look at the notification. That's number 2 of the Mobile Marketing Association's Global Code of Conduct. Choice and consent. Number 3, customization and constraint. Customization is this. The user's info that we collect is handled responsibly and sensitively. Okay? And we limit messages to provide value to the user. That's the constraint part. So the customization part is that we collect the user's information responsibly and sensitively, and with respect to constraint, we limit our message to them to provide the value to the user based on what we're offering in the message that we give them. So that's number 3 in the code of conduct, customization and constraint. Number 4 in the code of conduct, according to the Mobile Marketers Association, is security. Now what is that? We protect the user's info that we collect from unauthorized use. Period. And that's even if they give it to us in the first place when they opt in to our page. That's number 4, security. And number 5, enforcement and accountability. I am complying with the Mobile Marketers Association's Global Code of Conduct, and so is Asservia. So therefore, Asservia, its affiliates, and independent representatives endorse, enforce, and embrace the Global Code of Conduct of the Mobile Marketers Association. And we're proud of that when we use Bluetooth proximity marketing with the Asservia Go units. And we hope that everyone who uses the Asservia Go also complies and endorses and enforces and embraces that Global Code of Conduct. Okay? So I'm going to go back to now using a secure website as the URL when you're promoting and people are getting notified. A secure website starts with the letters HTTPS. A regular website that starts with HTTP is not linked to directly when you promote your unit. When you get your unit and you put in your 40-character text and the URL, if you use HTTP, here's what happens. The landing page is created for you by Asservia, and it's directed to that page first, and then it goes to your notification through a secure Asservia domain to your unsecured website. Why? Because through Bluetooth technology, it goes through Google. And when Google sees that the URL you're using, which is HTTP, not HTTPS, is not secure, then it's going to go through Asservia's website, which is secure, and then they will link that notification through the secure Asservia domain to your unsecure website. That's why we recommend that you go directly and use an HTTPS secure site so it doesn't go through Asservia's site that is secure first, so that they redirect it to your unsecured page. That's important. I mean, that's fine. Asservia can do that, and I'm sure they'll do that for thousands of customers, but in our opinion, that's not the best use of this device. Okay? So the best use of the device is to link it directly to a secure HTTPS website, okay, that starts with HTTPS instead of HTTP. I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to give you a little hint here that's pretty powerful. Here's an example of a great way to use an HTTPS website. Did you know that you can link directly to the social media sites like Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter or Yelp? Any of the major social media sites? Here's why. They all have HTTPS. And what's really cool is when you link directly like to Facebook, for example, the Facebook icon will appear in the notification when they pull down their notifications. So it looks like that it's from directly from a Facebook page, and so will all the other social media sites. And so there's been great success. The linking to the social media platform, it lends more credibility to the notifications. And so that'll increase your engagement, your click-through rates, and more conversions. That much more. And then on your Facebook page, you can have a link that goes to the website that you want them to go to. Pretty cool, huh? So that's just a hint. You can do that, or you can have a link that goes directly to an HTTPS website. Here's another cool thing. We have a very successful lead generation system that you can get through your Aservia sponsor, that all the lead capture pages for that are all HTTPS sites. So between the social media sites, which are all secure HTTPS, and also through the Aservia Go lead system, you can also already have HTTPS sites already done and pre-made for you. So those are the two good news with respect to HTTPS, okay? And they all comply with the Mobile Marketing Association's Code of Conduct. So that's all good news. All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is some major customer groups that we've been, been able to talk to about the Aservia Go units, and I hope you be able to target some of these. The first group I kind of like to label as called solopreneurs. Okay, and in this group, we're talking to realtors, okay, personal trainers, insurance brokers, network marketers, affiliate marketers, any kind of marketing professionals. And with these kind of people, you want to go ahead and put your Aservia Go unit on your keychain, maybe your spouse's keychain. It's a digital billboard. You can keep it in your car, in your office. You can strategically place these in, in high dwell traffic areas as well. And so these have been a great customer base to be able to talk to, okay, solopreneurs. The second group of customers are storefront business owners, like restaurant owners, salons, fitness clubs, stores, boutiques. Now, this kind of customer is a different approach. These kind of customers like to do maybe what we call upsells. Maybe a restaurant is running a special, or maybe like a fitness club is having a promotion, and maybe they're giving away T-shirts or something, or maybe they're giving a special discount if you bring in new members, or a restaurant or a club wants you to leave a review when you go into their restaurant. And so they're keeping the units in their stores and things like that. So it's a different kind of a sell for storefront people. So that kind of a customer, a storefront business owner, is a different type of a sell. And so that's a kind of a customer group that you want to go after. And then the third type of a customer is mobile service pros. In other words, contractors, plumbers, people have mobile trucks, roofers. They're not out there promoting their business, but they have their signs on their trucks and stuff like that. Lawn care people, carpet cleaners, guys like that. They can have units on their trucks, and passerbys can link to their business, and when they park in the neighborhoods, anybody in that neighborhood that has an Android phone will be able to see their service on their phone and so forth. And so that's kind of the three different customer groups that we're talking about: solopreneurs, storefront owners, and then mobile service professionals like contractors and roofers and lawn care, carpet care people, and so forth. So this video was pretty comprehensive, and I just wanted to do this video to give people some information, and I hope that all this helped. And there'll be more training like this, so I thought this was a good idea. Anyway, this is Kevin Souza. I hope you take your Aservia Go units and make the best out of it and promote them using the code of conduct that the Mobile Marketing Association adheres by. Embrace it, pass the word along, and everybody go and grow. Do what you can to help others, and we'll see you in the next training video. Make it a wonderful day.